the camera.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been gone for a little bit. Actually picked up a new motorcycle, so I wanted to just do a quick first impression video on the bike. So the bike I picked up is the KTM 790 Adventure R. It's kind of a hot ticket, I guess, right now. The other thing I want to talk about is the UNRally. So a couple of cool things. I know that it's not really sim related, but I wanted to share regardless and kind of just give you guys my thoughts on that. Also keep in mind or remember and share, like, and everything else. We are still doing the F1 giveaway. The F1 game, I still have that. We've got maybe 30 more followers. We need something like that, subscribers. So leave your comments below, like, share, get everybody you know on here, and let's get this game given away. But for now, let's talk about the bikes, let's talk about the rally, and we'll go from there. I have had quite a few different motorcycles over the years. Started kind of with the super sports and playing around with that stuff. Raced for a little bit, and after a while I kind of went into the naked bikes. After the naked bikes, went back to super sports. Had a lot of fun on all of them, but in the end I found that I have a really major passion for adventure bikes. So I bought a GS, did some rides, couldn't believe it, ended up doing a trip down to Argentina, you can look for that, and then ended up with this little bike as I was waiting for the 790, which I put a hold on 2 years ago. So this is what the map looks like. Have to go to Portland, pick up the bike, bring it back, get it ready, and then it's time to go to the UNRally. Now the guys at l&Dracetech, they're in Oregon where I had my name on the list, were kind enough to bring me the bike to the airport instead of making me drive all the way, but it was still a flight out to Portland to pick up the bike.
I don't generally unload bikes too often.
Oh. Here, coming off. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So what did we do? We unloaded the bike. I got on it. I rode around downtown for just a little bit. Said hello to a few friends there in Portland. As you know, that's where I am from. Did a couple of shots down on the waterfront. And from there, it was back to Utah with the bike. So this is Multnomah Falls. Grew up going to this place. And here we are back at the house, trying to figure out how I'm going to park this and be able to still use the cars. In the end, I decided I could park it here because it's one fun toy or the other. And after a 12-hour ride, as you can see, my face was a little bit tired. The next day, actually, the wrap came from the guys at Wrapco there in Portland. Sent that out, and it was up to me to strip the bike down, get all the plastics ready, and start wrapping everything away. So started doing that. What I really like about the bike, just first impression, is how easy it is to strip this bike down. You can have the bike from full to this in like 10 minutes, maybe less. Not a whole lot of stuff on there to wrap, but I pulled it off, started cutting the sections, and as you can see, a lot of weird things on these plastics to wrap around. So it wasn't super easy to do. Super inconvenient. So there it is, half done. Just those front pieces, gunner on guard here. And that is the way it looks. So once it was finally together, I took it out to the bushes, took a little like crouching tiger, hidden dragon shot of it, and then I went ahead and brought it back home so I could get a couple of pictures, and it was time to load up the Mosko Moto bags and hit the road. Also, just a special nod to my friend Kyle, who I met, who ran this Nitrum company, greatest guy ever. So this is on the way across over to Wendover from Salt Lake. This is outside of Winnemucca, this really cool building that I found, and at this point you know that you're almost there. This is almost to Fields, Oregon. This is a city I forget the name of. It's right there on the border next to Fields. And this is kind of like the last little stretch before you get in there. Okay, so officially made it here to the UNRally. We're in the middle of the desert. There is a guy riding a thing. The bike made it. And it's deserty, so it's pretty cool. So the first thing that you want to do is get your shelter put up. You know that you have food and water and there's going to be stuff around there. So I hurried and got my tent put up. You can see it's a pretty big one inside and out. It just looks like a little rat's nest when I get inside of this thing, but it's all I need and it packs really light. It's perfect for this kind of trip. Just a little look around. Yeah, it's populated. There's a trampoline. There are bikes, there is a chair. And I also got a pretty epic shot of Mordor from here. You can see the lava and stuff. And this like demon chair thing that was alive. Okay, so good morning. I'm still waking up. This is just a subtle reminder that sometimes you've got to get out of the basement. You can't stay in your basement. You can't assume everything that you want out of your life is in that basement. So I wanted to show you something just for a second. So this is the very messy tent, but keep in mind, like, it's a single one-man tent. It's like the footprint of a coffin. But check this out. So I climb out and I'm like, boom. If you can't be in solitude under your house, be in solitude in the middle of a dried lake bed. No, there's actually a lot of people over here. Not sure how that shot is, but enjoy. Okay, so here I am in the desert with an axe. So I was thinking that I could do some other stuff, and then I would bring a little bit of that, and I could help them with my axe. So we'll see how it goes. This is actually axe throwing 101. I've never done this before. Let's see what happens. I guess we're over here. Ever throwing an axe or a hatchet or whatever at a hatchety thing. Ready, set, first try. I guess I'd be right foot forward, huh?
Yeah.
So at this point, it was time to figure out how this bike did in the dirt. It'd been pretty good on the road, obviously. It does have that dirt bike feel. I found a guy out here with a 790 as well, and we went for a ride up through the hills. We stayed well ahead of the BMWs. This 701, I mean, this was all rider. The guy was killing us, but he was so good. The bike did really well. We took it through all types of valleys and terrain. And the bike, I was surprised, in the sand, in the dirt, in the mud, it just kept going. It was really stable. It does suck up a little bit. That front end sucks in a little bit in the sand and stuff. But overall, we made a lot of great progress. It was about a 100-mile ride and just a ton of fun. Also got some really great shots from Pierce, who was working the rally and took those. Also met with the guys from Upshift. The Upshift guys got some really awesome shots of my bike, making it look used and abused already. So here's the bike, another shot from the Upshift guys. Just really showing off dead bugs and dirt on this thing. Another shot from Pierce here. And overall, I would say that the day was a total success. Had a lot of fun riding around and was ready to relax when I got back to camp. Okay,
I got a little salute stand for you. Go find the water! Oh yeah, you got the fucking...
Okay, now we are doing one of these. First time on the Wheel of Fortune here. The faster you go, the less likely you are to die. So the night was pretty crazy, but luckily I don't go too crazy, and this is proof of that. Why am I lucky? Well, because I woke up early enough to start getting packed up, and pretty much everything was on my bike before this hit, but I did start taking the rain cover and that kind of stuff off the tent, unsealing myself, and I exposed myself. Okay, so I decided to take the tent down. Not just the weather for it. Isn't this beautiful out here? So with that, I was back on the road. This is Winnemucca. I was on my way home, had to stop for a little bit of lunch with the king, and from there, I'd say overall a great experience. Again, the bike is lighter and smaller than my 1290, smaller than my 1090. Better, I would say, but marginally. I don't know. Everybody's calling it a game changer. I know a lot of it's in the rider. I loved my 1290. I almost wonder if I'd rather do like a 1290 and then have like a 350 EXC. But time will tell. I'm going to keep riding it and I'll report back.